good, everybody? It's Glory LaJoy, aka G Money, aka Big Glow with the dub, aka Glow if you know, and Lady G if you're what? Nasty. You know me with the best is the best is the best is the best is to ever do it. My co-host.
Hey y'all, it's E. Welcome in.
And hello, friend.
Hi.
How are you doing?
I feel good. I actually feel better.
Good.
I think the smoothie helps with the
Yes.
ginger and turmeric.
We love a natural
pineapple.
rim.
Yeah. So my head doesn't hurt as much. If at all, really.
Good.
And I've been drinking the water. So yeah, I feel better.
Solid. I'm glad. You know, I just would like to say, don't downplay the organic way.
Mm-hmm.
There are some things that you definitely need to like go to the doctor and do all the things.
Mm-hmm.
There are things we have been given naturally to address a lot of the things we experience.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, the turmerics, the gingers, like let's not downplay that. A good tea, baby, listen, it'll bring you back.
This is true.
So yeah, I just want to
Valid.
that in there. Plug that.
How you feeling?
I'm good. I'm feel ready.
Boy,
Get down.
I knew
He's
it was
such
coming
a menace.
because I watched him stretch. he was getting them limbs ready for that high jump.
Did you see how he just ran off like he is a menace for real.
But
Anyways,
we love him.
We do.
You are good.
Yeah, I'm good. The sun is out today. It's Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
We've been putting that work in.
We have.
I feel good about the work. I'm excited.
It's been so fun.
Yes, it has been a great time. I'm excited for next week and content rolling out.
Yes, because it's been fun for us to make it, but
yeah,
even more exciting to see how people receive it.
Yes.
So I really, really, really want people to engage. Please post comments, please.
Yes, please comment and engage with us.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm solid.
Fantastic. And what is it that we're getting into?
So yeah, today we're gonna be talking about adulting.
Humbug.
Tomato. We're gonna be breaking down adulting and evaluating how we have fared so far. Just doing an adulting check-in, if you will. Yeah. To just talk about it. I think we all talk about it. All of us in our late 20s, early 20s, mid early 30s. Like I think we're all like talking about it and discussing how like adulting is definitely not what we thought it would be.
That's true.
As children, we all wanted to be grown.
Yeah.
And grown has been a very ghetto experience. And based off the comments on the different social webs,
yeah,
everybody is like, yeah, this is the hoodest hood I've ever experienced. I see that often when we're talking about that. So yeah,
that's good.
the hood is hood.
Yo, because there's really no manual for this thing.
Yeah, no.
And even if you read like the self-help books or you get the advice from the people in your life who you think are adulting well, you look at them as role models, it's like when things are going good and then boom,
yeah,
something hit the fan and it's like, damn.
Yep.
So I think it's the transitions. I don't think anyone actually adequately prepares you for that.
That's good.
Because I think you think like there's gonna be a sense of constancy when you're an adult. Because as a child I experienced a lot of instability. So you think like the reverse of that is when you're adult, you're gonna have stability. It's gonna be constant. Exactly.
Yeah.
Nah, friend. Nah, friend.
Yeah. And if anything, you're just fighting for control more than you were as a kid. Because as a kid, you're free in a sense. There's this freedom of being a child that only children can experience.
Right.
And once you're no longer a kid, it's almost like it's hard to hold on to that, I think.
Unless you like purposely cultivate it.
Yes. Yeah. Like it's not impossible, but you have to be very intentional about holding on to that and creating space for it to exist.
And I've definitely seen too more conversations, both online, but then also specifically in like mental health space. Yeah. You gotta integrate play.
Yes.
Into adulthood. You have to.
We were just talking about this. Literally this experience. This experience has felt like intentional play. Although there is structure, we are creating something that we care about, but we are doing it with our friend. Like we're literally like it's like we're playing a game.
I've been waiting for
and we're like using our imagination and our own ideas and making things. It's so fun.
It is.
It is the funnest. 10 out of 10 intentional play for the adults. Go find you a friend who you can be yourself with. Create, do things. I'm not saying y'all gotta go and make a podcast, but like make necklaces, make jewelry, run around, skip in the grass. Like frolic. I am a what is it called? I don't even know the word.
A skipper?
No. I just am a big proponent of frolicking.
Oh, okay.
I think we should all just frolic, especially when you're out at like a festival or something and you're in some grass. I was with Bree and another friend, and we were just like it was a rib fest or something in Columbus.
Ribs.
And we was in or barbecue. It was like a barbecue fest, I think. We were in some grass. I said, let's skip. So then everybody took turns doing their best skip. And it was like very random, very childlike, but it was
so fun.
It's just something to do. Frolic, please. If you don't take nothing else from this, frolic. Okay, anyway.
So what were some things when you were a child that you saw adults having access to that you couldn't wait to get your hands on? Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Nightlife. They
Going
get dressed up. I mean, going somewhere and being like nightlife and the grown-up table. But the grown-up table as like a metaphor, not specifically, but also specifically.
Got you.
So like it was just like they kick you out. They make you go to the other room.
Yeah.
They make you go watch TV.
It's time for you to go to bed. The
go to bed. Go upstairs. Essentially, and unfortunately, their play was like alcohol and whatever else they was doing.
Blaming on the joke.
And music though, and they'll be kiki and
got you in the zone.
Yeah, and they kiki until they start arguing. Then it's like you don't want to be nowhere near that.
Yes. And that's because of the alcohol.
Right. They don't know they wouldn't know how to hold their alcohol. But before it got too intense, it always just sounded so fun. And just like, it's like you want to be a part. You want to know what are y'all talking about? I want to be around. Like I want to be down there and hear the tea. Like what is it that I can't know? What y'all talking about? You know? So I think that's the main thing for me. I always wanted to know, like, what is it? What's going on?
What's going on?
Come on, lyric. Vocal. What about you?
The first thing that came to mind was driving. Because, when you go to a function, everybody pile in the car. You can't leave when you're ready to go. You got to leave when the driver, which is usually mom, is ready to go. So having the ability to leave when I'm ready, like when my social battery is gone,
that is so good.
I'm out.
So good. That's so good, friend. That's so good. I ditto that times 2. And I want to add, being ready to leave when you ready, being able to go when you ready, not having, and I am not trying to call nobody out in this situation. I'm just saying, not having to drive with people. Not having to be in the car with people who've been drinking.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Because as a child, that was one of the worst experiences ever. Like having to be a kid and you know that this person is intoxicated and you are made essentially. There's nobody advocating for you to not be in the car. That would be so upsetting to me. That was so upsetting to me. There's nobody advocating for me to stay. Like, I want to stay because I feel nervous about this. Yeah. Rightfully so.
Right.
And it's like, yeah, that happened a couple times, a lot of times. Unfortunately, a number of times with various adults. Yeah. And that was something that really would pee me off as a kid. Like, I did not like that. Like, it felt
scary.
The stripping away of my ability to say, no, I do not want to get in this car. And being made to get in the car with somebody you know should not be driving.
Right.
Bruh.
Yeah. That's tough.
BS.
Yeah.
Being stuck at places that is like, there's no kids here. I shouldn't even be here. I'm sitting in the car just like creating my own world, just thinking to myself, I wonder to this day, like, what was I doing? Because I just sometimes, some places I just be like, I sit in the car. What was I doing? I didn't have no phone at the time or nothing. So I'm just existing with my own self, quite literally. So being able to like get up out of there, bro, I'll drop you off and come back. Like, oh my God, girl, you brought up a memory. Some memories. My goodness. Yeah, man. That oh God. Anyways.
Does anything else come to mind? Or we can compare being a teenager and something we saw. Because I think what you see when you're younger and then you get a little older, you understand a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
There may have been something new or something refreshed in your mind because now, again, you have a deeper understanding of what's really going on. So, was there anything from you being a teenager, couldn't wait till you hit 18?
Yeah.
That
I
comes
mean,
back.
I felt that way since I was 12. Since I was 12, I was like, I just gotta get there. I just gotta get there and I'm out of here. I'm out of here and I won't be back. I felt very heavily about that, very strongly.
Yeah.
I guess I mean, becoming a teenager, you do get a certain level of. I feel weird saying freedom because I lived in a household where I wouldn't say that it was the strictest experience. So some of my discipline, not all of it, but I mean, I received discipline from various spaces and people over time. So
Okay.
by the time I was like 16 or 17, there were things that I was like disciplining myself about. Like I'd be like, you know what, I'm about to change this. Like I don't want to do this no more. I think I need to be better, and it was my own kind of like
is there a
decision.
specific example?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Very actually. So when I was I there was a house that we lived in from 12 sorry. From 12 from 12 to 15.
Okay.
And I termed this house.
I'm
Oh,
holding
thank
for
you.
you.
I termed this house the party house.
Okay.
I termed it that because this was a time when my father decided to bow out. We just never heard from him again.
Okay.
Therefore, the money disappeared. And so, therefore, we start to see the impact of the money being gone.
Right.
Which I did not understand. So you ask about what is something you didn't really have an understanding of.
Yeah.
Of course, I didn't know that my dad was sending money weekly and stuff like that. I knew that he sent money. I knew that I could call him and say, I want this thing. He would make me have Bible study to get it, but he would send me the money, And so he stopped calling and we see a shift in the household and things become visibly like yikes. So by the time I'm 15 in this house, one important thing that has happened is I was in a dance group. I had told you that A+ Performing Arts Program. Shout out! They saved me. I was out the house every weekend because of this program, and it kept me busy. It was teaching me discipline, learning dances, choreography. This was my family outside of my household. These were like my siblings. These are people that I seen consistently every weekend. In the summer, it was at summer camp. We all went to summer camp. Like this was a consistent thing in my life that was very important.
Right.
By 14, this has now went away because everybody's gotten older. Everybody got older, and it was kind of like, okay,
yeah,
it's time to shut it down. But now I have idle hands.
The devil's plaything.
Yeah. I got idle hands. I'm starting to go outside and talk to boys more. It wasn't that boys hadn't been a thing,
right?
but I
not
had
like
something. Yes, I didn't have nothing else to do. I started walking to the library, and it was boys. There were boys along that trail to the library. It was boys.
Oh, you do.
And I would start to talk to the boys, and I did have a phone. I got me a cell phone at the time. So like that became kind of my thing to do. I would walk all the time to the library. I'll stay walking. But I would meet these boys, and like that became kind of the focal point. And at some point, I start sneaking boys in the house, and and I had figured out a whole little thing. Like I had a operation. I had an operation. When I couldn't use the front door and the back door, I figured out how
It was coming through windows.
Yes. I don't know if I should say this now. We don't live there no more, so I feel like,
And you're grown.
we lived right. I am, ain't I? We lived in a duplex side by side.
Okay.
And at some point the lady next door and her dude end up moving out.
Are you gonna continue holding this? Sorry to cut you off.
No, it's valid because I probably would have held it. They moved out, and somehow I've learned that the window next door was unlocked. So, boom,
Oh my God.
lucrative opportunity.
Girl.
Go through the window next door, go up the stairs, come through the top, because my room was the one facing the street, so I was right next door to that window. Come up the stairs, go through the window, come through my window, be good. That's how you came. That's how you leave.
An operation, like you said.
Yeah, yeah. There's so much, and that's a story for another time. There's a lot that happened with that. But anywho, when we moved out of that house, because there were enough, like that was happening, and I also termed this experience in this time period as me and my mother lived in the same house, but we lived in two different worlds. I had created my own bubble in the room. I had the biggest room up front. I had a couch. I had a bed, a chair. I had put a microwave in my room. I really wanted to create a space that I did not have to exit often.
Okay.
So
you became a homebody?
In my home, I was a homebody. I was a room body. Okay. I would go outside.
Yeah.
But it was more about me not having to interact with the house, without what is.
So you had a sanctuary,
essentially. And it was because I didn't like what I seen. Like I didn't like what I seen. I didn't like the experience. I've shared before. My mother struggled with like drug addiction and stuff like that. So sometimes there would be people, in and out of the house. Like so, it was me creating a safe space for myself that I did not have to exit often. And so, like again, I say that it felt like we were in the same house, but it felt like we were in two different worlds. And when I left that house, when we moved, I had decided, okay, I no longer want to have to sneak people into the house. It's a lot of work, and I want to be honest. I want to I'm 16 now. I want to just be able to ask.
Okay.
I just want to be able to ask. I feel like me having to go through this whole thing, it's a lot. I don't really want to do it anymore.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna just ask and be a grown up about it, and ask if I can have company. So that's one example.
And did that go over well? Asking?
I would say so. There weren't, when I did move, it wasn't a lot of people. It was nowhere near as many people that I was engaging with before.
Okay.
So like it wasn't a lot of people that I had to even ask for. But I will say once I turned 16, that also shifted the age of people that I was engaging. And so then they would have cars. I didn't need you to come in no more because I could sit in the car with you.
Right.
Stuff like that. So that's a whole nother thing. But what about you?
Okay. So in summary, I heard that in your teenage years, something that you were able to cultivate for yourself that reflected how you are or how you've grown in adulthood is some discipline, being honest. So practicing self-honesty and then externalizing that and having a routine, a space. And I see that very much reflected knowing you now. I didn't know that about you at 16.
Yeah.
But knowing you now at 29 and seeing how you cultivated each room in this house and how you really like to think about how you curate a space, not just in what's physically there, but also the energy. Valid, true.
Thanks for that. Thanks for that. Interesting. I appreciate that.
I would say in answer to the question, at 16, I was looking for like a place where I fit. when you talk about how there were things happening in your household that you didn't want to be around, I also relate to that because I stayed in my room a lot. I did not have electronics and things like that. And around this time, that's when like social media was starting to jump off. But because I didn't have my own phone, and all I had was like maybe a laptop, books. I read a lot. I read books like it was my job. There was a day that I didn't even go to school because I was like, I've been up reading this book since I got home from school yesterday, and I haven't put it down. I'm staying home today. My mom was like, okay. um, so, but it was just like getting away from what I didn't like and what I didn't want to be around, and really focusing on what I wanted to be around and who I wanted to be around to really enjoy my space and my adolescence. So I think that just looking for somewhere to fit, or some place that felt safe.
Yeah.
And that was doing the things that I like, having things, me being involved in things that I enjoyed rather than me having to be a participant, or not even a participant, but an observer of things that I didn't want any part.
Yeah.
So I relate to that a lot. And I think that also has translated into my adult years because, like, I am a homebody. I will go outside and I do like to go to events and I like to be out in nature and be with friends and family. But for the most part, like, I'm cool sitting on my couch watching that TV, or, maybe I'll write a song, or, type a new chapter for one of the books that I'm trying to write. But, like, I'm cool in the house. I'm cool in the house. So I that wanting like your own space and being able to control that space. You spoke about control earlier.
Yeah.
Definitely was something I was looking forward to at 16. Didn't think I would have it at 18, but getting the opportunity to go to undergrad, and that's your first time where you kind of get your own space. You ain't really got bills like that though. Like you might have a cell phone bill or something, but for the most part your room and board is covered because you got that paid for either by the resources your parents had or you got a scholarship. Being in college, it's a walkable community, so a lot of the amenities are very nearby. Like, you gotta do laundry that's right inside the building. So it gives you like this false sense of what it's gonna be like when you have your own place, because it's not gonna be as subsidized as it may be in college. But first taste of freedom, because you're away from your family. I went to Kent State, so that was an hour and 16 minutes away from home. So, and then also just like making friends, because that was the first time outside of, like, you got to be really intentional making friends in college. Whereas in elementary school and high school, depending on how you travel through your primary school years, you're likely to have the same friend group, or you've switched out some friends. And then by the time you get to high school, those are either your ride or dies, or you not fucking with nobody. So then when you get to college, it's like fresh start, because no one there knows you. Unless you were lucky enough to go to college with someone you did know, no one there knows you. So it reaffirmed for me, this is now at 18, my desire to want to travel and to go to other places and to experience the world as the people who are native to the place, that were born in the place, know it, not to just be a tourist. But then flash forward to being 30, and you're seeing content on social media, especially for cities like Cleveland, and all these little pockets and communities, and it's like, but also be a tourist in your own city.
That part.
So, I would say the connecting thread between adolescence and early adulthood, and then moving into where I am now, the desire to want to travel, the desire to want, again, to have community and experience places with people, but also still very much maintain my individuality and maintain time to myself, because I know the space where I'm most comfortable is when I'm alone.
Okay.
But learning to become more comfortable or to have a version of that.
Yeah.
Because I believe we talked about in our second episode in season 1 how this idea of like you don't necessarily need to share everything about you, all of you,
I think that was our
with people.
one.
Yeah, that was our friendship episode. Are we friends?
And
I do want to get to a point where it's like I know I feel safe, I know I feel validated, I know I feel respected, and I can be silly, I could be goofy, I could be, which those are the same things, depending on who you ask. I don't know. But you know, I can be serious. I can share my versatility and not second guess or start to feel self-conscious about what you've seen. So getting to a level of comfortability with that, and knowing that does look different with each friend. Right. It's not going to be at the same level. But knowing what that level is, knowing what that bar is. So those are some of the key themes for me that come up in asking the question, like, what were some things that were refreshed or renewed, or things that I came into an understanding of about being an adult from looking back at being a teenager and to now.
Yeah, that's good. So there were a few things that came up. Where I want to go is I hear the conversation around being intentional about creating community as an adult, and how you evolve in your perspective of that. And then you also talked about like the transition from like being at home to being in college and having kind of like your first experience or being slowly immersed into like what adulting is. Even though you don't have bills, you do have to do your own laundry. Like there are some things you got to clean your room. You know what I'm saying? You also may have to work through, you got to navigate having a roommate if that's something that you have.
I did.
You got to show up to class. Right. Nobody's going to make you go to class. Right. So these are things, and if you don't go to class, you don't pass. You don't pass, you don't graduate. Exactly. And it ends up being your responsibility to execute that. Right. And so when we're talking about responsibility, and even in regards to like the community piece, and how our and forgive me because I'm gonna go around the long way to get where I'm going, because it's not a fully thought out thought, but like essentially I'm going for like the responsibility we hold as we get older to create community while also evolving and understanding of people. And not just understanding people, but understanding yourself. And knowing like being responsible with yourself enough to have the right friends and to have the right community and being able to position people correctly and where they should be. Right. To be able to like exist, right? Like I think even the most introverted person needs a level of socialization. Like as human beings, you know, we are social creatures. We do need some connection. Right. And that has an impact on our mental health and all of these things, right? And so like I talked about like the freeness in being a kid because you kind of like lack responsibility or you don't really understand the weight of the thing. Yeah. So being an adult and being responsible for so many things. I'm curious for you, what has like, when you think about your responsibilities, what takes the top priority? Like, what's the thing that comes to mind first when it's like my responsibilities?
That's good. I think the generic answer is bills. Yeah. Because they don't stop.
Sure don't. They sure don't.
And you go from, because when I graduated from undergrad, I moved back home. That was not the plan. I wanted to stay in Kent. I wanted to get a job, and I wanted to live out there because I really liked the city, the area. I mean, of course, it's a college town, so how could you not? Yeah. And I had friends out there that I thought I would continue being friends with. Like, they were good people. But that just work out for me. So I moved back home with my brother, his wife, and their kids. And that was cool too, because I was in their house a lot throughout my childhood. I mean, I became an aunt at 6. So I've been a part of my niece and nephew's lives, at least specifically my brother Kevin's children, a lot. I babysat them, like, I practically raised them kids. Nah, I'm kidding. I didn't. I wouldn't go that far. But, you know, I spent a lot of nights over there. I was really, really close with my oldest nephew. But I say all that to say, you know, coming back home wasn't the plan, so I had to shift. And even then, like, didn't really have many bills because I'm living in their house, and they have a mortgage, and they're taking care of all of that. So then when it finally came time for me to get my own apartment, which was at 20, thank God I was going back to school, because I used that money to pay for that apartment.
Come on now. That part.
So that came in handy.
Yes, as I did as well. Yeah.
Do what you gotta do to make things work.
Yeah.
As you said in the last video, or not video, the last episode. Well, it wouldn't be the last episode, but in one of our episodes, I digress. The question and my answer. Let's get to the point. Priority. So generic answer, bills, because that's like the big thing, the generic thing that everybody talk about when you become an adult. You got bills to pay, and they're all on you. Yeah. Unless you are partnered and y'all are splitting things and what have you. Mm-hmm. But I think, like, if I'm thinking from the perspective of, like, my mental health and my spiritual wellness and things of that nature, I think it's comfort. Yeah. Okay. And I think that looks different.
Responsible for comfort.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's like, when you go out into the world, there are going to be so many things that you don't control. Mm-hmm. And the only thing that's really within your control is how you're going to respond to whatever the circumstances are. Mm-hmm. And being that I am a more introverted person, and I am very comfortable in being alone with myself, that means I live in my head a lot of the time. Mm-hmm. And so whatever the external circumstances are, it could be shaped or, like, skewed in a way that may be valid in some respects, but may also just be like, maybe you're looking at this wrong, or you're exaggerating X, Y, Z. So that definitely affects and influences, like, how I am able to feel, like, relaxed with people, whether it be family members, strangers, friends, what have you. So comfort in the sense of just, like, being at home, at rest, like, at peace, harmonious within self, and then having that stability, that calm kind of pour out into whatever interactions. That's because good. I get that's not the reality. That's the what I'm striving toward. But that I think that is the priority. And I don't want to say that comfort is the priority, where it's like, well, I don't ever want to learn how to get comfortable being uncomfortable, because I think some level of discomfort is necessary for change to happen. Absolutely. Or for things to transform. At the same time, it's like, I need a baseline. Yeah. I need a foundation that I can stand sturdy on.
That's good.
And if I don't have that, then I'm going to blow away with the wind.
That's so good. Yeah. That's good. Because what I'm hearing is, as an adult, I'm responsible for my emotional intelligence and being able to maintain.
Yeah, very succinct.
I
took the route.
We like the scenic route. The scenic route is good. The scenic route is good. Because where I was at initially, as you were talking, was like, okay, being content with oneself. As you continue to talk, I'm like, that's emotional intelligence. And we talk a lot. Emotional intelligence is like a tagline right now, right? Like, some people got it, a lot of people don't. And the reality of it is that as an adult, I do think when we talk about as a child, what are your ideas of an adult, right? We might not not have thought about this when we were kids, but I do think like adults are supposed to like be grown up, and we look at grown up as like you shouldn't do certain things or have certain responses. But I think that when you get older, I'll speak for me. As I got older, when I started to have more relationships, adult relationships on my own, that's when I started to have that perspective more like, you are too, we say, at this big age. That's what we say. Yeah. At this big age, why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? Right?
Right.
And a lot of that is because, like, some folks didn't develop in certain ways, or they never had certain conversations that gave them a different perspective.
Right.
So, yeah, they at a big age, but they bond is still very much wherever it was at. It was never given space to. So, you know, when you talk like this idea of like comfort in who I am and where I stand, and not being swayed by the wind, not being moved by what's going on around me, being able to maintain, that's really important. I think that's a really good adulting topic. That's fantastic. That is fantastic.
Well, thank you.
That's important.
How about you? What do you think you prioritize?
As an adult, I think I would ditto that as far as like just the emotional intelligence of the thing. I think for me, I recognize that I am responsible for myself. And what does that mean? I'm responsible for how I show up. I'm responsible for how fast I drive. And I'm responsible for the ticket that I get.
I just got a ticket, and I just paid it off last week. That's what this is?
So let me tell you something real quick. I had to order my driving record because I had got a message that sent to my spam on my text messages. I didn't even know we had like a spam text message place. But so I found it on accident and seen that I had received a message about getting a ticket. And I was like, is this real or not?
Yeah.
So I was like, let me go figure out how to even find if this is a thing. So I ordered my record and find out I got a ticket. Now, I actually don't know if this is valid because when I got two different messages. One said it was in Columbus. I don't live in Columbus. The other one said that it was in Cleveland. So I'm like, okay. So I actually need to call because I checked the date. I know where I was at during that day. I'm like, I actually don't know if that was me for real. But I had to figure out how to order this and figure out, you feel me? We talking about responsibilities. Yeah. Otherwise, you know, because they send me a message talking about if you don't do nothing, you know, your license can end up being suspended or whatever. That has happened to me before when I didn't pay a ticket. Yeah. That I found I was trying to go pay it and found out that my license was suspended. In order to go to the court, they was like, well, the next court date is not until like 2 months from now. So I was like, well, what am I supposed to do? Yeah. Essentially, it wasn't nothing I could do other than pay it or just be walking around with a suspended license. Therefore, if I was to get pulled over, I would go to jail.
Right. Ooh, God, no.
I was like,
no.
What? So, like,
yeah.
So I had that experience. I'm like, okay, I need to figure out what's going on. Yeah. Because I don't need that to happen again. Because that was very scary. And gratefully, I had somebody who could help me pay that. Right. But like, I was like, so I don't get to go to court for 2 months, and I just got to have a suspended license. Yeah. And so basically, y'all are implying that I shouldn't drive, but I got to go to work and stuff. Right. So now I got to drive hot, and if I get pulled over, I'm going to jail. Yeah. If it's a Friday, I got to be in there all weekend. Yeah, no. That could, and I started, and I'm digressing here, but I would just like to say the way that can ruin somebody's life. Oh, absolutely. Because I am grateful and blessed enough to have a job that, like, if something went wrong, like, I wouldn't lose my job right away. Right. But, like, everybody is not set up like that. This is true. So, like, imagine having kids or anything else where that situation happens. You don't understand. I did not know. I had no idea. Yeah. I was learning in real time. Yeah. And I was like, that is unbelievable. Yeah. that could literally ruin somebody's entire existence.
Yeah.
All from a ticket. It was a ticket for me turning right on a red light.
Where
I was not supposed.
Turn on red. Yeah.
It was like 3:00 in the morning and nobody on the streets.
I almost incriminated myself because listen, if it's late enough at night and ain't no traffic,
bruh, it wasn't nobody on the street and he was posted in the.
And I hate that shit, man. That should be called entrapment.
You know what was crazy? Right after I got pulled over,
yeah.
I got to the next light down and some drunk driver came through the light, crashed into the pole. I kid you not. Right after I get pulled over, driving, I'm going down. What is that? Chagrin? It's like Chagrin and what is that? Chagrin. It's like Chagrin, and then it's the other. I forget what the street is called, but it take you to like Union or something. I don't know, but literally right after that, bro. So it's like you pulling me over down here for just trying to get home. It's 3:00 in the morning, and homeboy is drunk as fuck. Just hit the joint. I mean, I couldn't believe it. Back to back. Anyways,
crazy.
Yeah, it was nuts. But I digress.
Excuse me.
So yes. It is that I am responsible for myself. I am responsible for figuring out what to do. My aunt, a lot of my aunts used to say this. You can't expect nobody to tell you nothing because most likely they won't. Yeah. People will let you. You will be fluttering. You don't know. You will be fluttering in the wind. And there are some people, but it ain't a lot, who will get over here.
Yeah, get
you
you
know?
together. Yeah.
But it's not a lot of people who will do that. And the older generations, sometimes they don't tell you because they like, if I tell you, you won't build the muscle to figuring it out. Yeah. And it's like, I get that, y'all, but sometimes y'all could save us a lot of trouble by at least telling us. Like, you know, and
I'm not asking you to give me the playbook.
Yeah, but
at least let me know what the play is.
Yeah. Come on, bro. Give me an outline, G. Some bullet points, something. You know? So then it's like, at least you told me. Yeah. Like, I'm a big proponent of you will never be able to, if you come across me, something come up, I'm going to tell you. So you can never say nobody ever told you. Right. After this, I told your ass. So if you continue on like that, you responsible for that, but I told you.
Fair enough.
And it's a lot of stuff where it's like some things people never told me nothing, so I'm like, well, dang. Yeah. Why you couldn't let a nigga alone? So yeah, man, I'm responsible for myself. I'm responsible for how I show up. I'm responsible for my consequences, positive or negative.
Yeah. That's valid. What I heard from that is the balance between guidance, but also autonomy. Yeah. Yeah. That's good. Yeah. Yeah. To what extent people can provide a play. Like, just let me know what the play is. Give me the layup. Yeah. And I'll put it in the bag.
And I'm going to alley-oop
Exactly. That's helpful. Yeah. And what it made me think of is I also want to point out that I think we live in America, y'all. We know how the playing field is set up, and I think there's this assumption, especially when you don't have a lot of privilege, that the family unit is going to be able to teach all those lessons or provide all that guidance. And that's not the case. And that's also not necessarily the case even if you do have a lot of privilege. Because you got children that have a silver spoon in their mouth and they're still incompetent in a lot of ways. Yep. So balance is necessary. Yes. But my point is we need our institutions to take those things into account. That's good. You need to ensure that when you are an educator and you are teaching students, you're teaching them the full spectrum of things that are going to come up in life.
Mm-hmm.
And you can use your experience to guide them, and you can also use, you know, evidence-based practices, because we want to see that a lot in schools. Unfortunately, we don't get to see that represented or prioritized in public schooling as much as you might see it in private schools and charter schools. But in speaking as an educator, because I have worked as a substitute teacher and I've also worked as an academic tutor, and it breaks my heart to see the things that our youth are not privy to, either by design or by happenstance, because of the nature of how the curriculum is set up and how their neighborhoods may not be invested in, and all of these things. And so I wanted to point that out because it takes community. It takes adults giving a fuck. Like, it's not just your child that you should be concerned about. It's your children and their friends and the people that they're not cool with. You know what I'm saying? One other aspect I'll add to that, because I think it ties into this as well, is when you're not taking care of the community's children, we're not having a village mindset. That's how these school shootings be happening, y'all. You know what I'm saying? And that is a problem in America that is not as prevalent anywhere else. I mean, America's number one in a lot of things that we should never brag about, but that is the reality. All the wrong things. And so it takes going back to basics and giving a literal fuck about the people around you, and I say that to say that I'm not above anybody in having that mind frame. I live in an apartment building. There are families with young children in my complex, and I do find myself getting annoyed every now and then when you hear the kids screaming and blah blah blah. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's organic. That's gonna happen. But you know, if I was concerned or worried about anything, like, I have really thought to myself, like, well, how would I handle this? Like, am I immediately gonna try to call CPS or call the cops, or am I gonna knock on my neighbor's door and say, like, hey, like, I heard some things. I'm concerned. Like, are y'all good? Like, and I don't know how I would handle that. I know my heart would be thrumming in my chest. Cause I'm just like, I'd probably call my mom, like, look, mama, I think I want to handle this situation like this, but I'm a little scared. They just have you on the phone and put me on mute, though. You know, something like some moral support. But it matters. It matters, and
absolutely.
And you know, tying it back to what I was saying, my priority is community, and I think as much I'm very much, you know, sewing and massaging that muscle. I have a long way to go. And sometimes that can feel embarrassing to admit, because it's like, well, you're 30, you should know better. But it's like, you can't know better if you were never actually shown what better looks like.
That's good. So. I appreciate that a lot. I think, you know, the village piece is very important. And when we talk about being responsible for creating that village and creating that community, but also recognizing that you may not be a fan of everybody in your village, but they are a part of your atmosphere. Right. You know what I'm saying? They here. And so you figure out how to engage with them and still maintain a sense of camaraderie, I suppose, to make sure that everybody is still good, regardless of whether or not that ain't your cup of tea, right? And so that's really good. The other thing you talked about, like, it's like, how would I respond? How would I show up? You know, there are kids who be walking through here, like young kids, you know, teenagers. The old lady in me wants to engage with them so badly, but the young person in me is like, I don't even know what do I say? Because, like, I don't even feel in alignment with people my age. I never really did. I was always just somewhere different. And so recognizing how this generation under us is being attacked from a very, like, mind level. I don't even know that I know how to engage with them. So I feel you on, like, kind of feeling embarrassed. Because, I mean, my work is people and community. And, like, you know, but I talk to a 6-year-old, like, how are you feeling today? What does that mean to you? You know what I'm saying? And I I understand that those questions, although they're good questions, the kids are being made to feel like that is why you in my business?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like, I was never a fan of like when I was younger, and I would be coming from a place of logic with certain things. I remember sitting at a lunch table, and the girls used to, like, I was one of those, I sat at different tables. I could kind of like get in and out. I was not like specifically a part of one group.
Yeah, you were a floater.
And I was sitting at the table with some of the girls. And like one thing about them was that they would talk about each other and then be cool the next day. And that's why I was in and out. Because that's not my type of function. I don't do that. That's really not something that I mess with for real.
Yeah.
And like, I usually would just be quiet and listen.
Yeah.
And this day I decided that I wanted to throw some wisdom in the middle of the table.
Uh-oh.
And one of them was like, well, my mama said that girls are just catty and that's just how. I let her have it. Because that's that dumb shit. And I'm not going to go back and forth with you about that. You can have it. But that's actually ridiculous.
Yeah.
This was like 9th grade. I knew better then. I was in 9th grade and I knew better. But it showed me a disconnect between people my age and me in regards to how we were thinking. So sometimes I'm like, can I talk to these kids? Like, are they going to be like, what the fuck? Because I'm not doing that with you, bro. You not finna talk to me crazy. Go ahead, go ahead. I'll just pray for you. Don't worry about it. You know, I'm trying to engage with you, but like, I'm not about to go for none of that extra, that all of that attitude that you got, you could keep it.
That reminds me of a quick story.
Oh gosh.
I was subbing at a school, and this was a big class, maybe like 24 kids in there, and short guy, real tiny.
Yeah.
He was wandering about the classroom, and I need everybody to sit down so I could take attendance. Granted, this is like the second, maybe third period, so I don't need to turn the attendance in, but I don't know y'all names, so this is helping me learn your name so I can address you properly, and you can address me properly. And I said something that like an old head would say. Hello, I've been around older people all of my life.
Yeah.
My oldest brother is 17 years older than me. Okay, so like I'm blending.
Yeah.
With the
in between.
I'm
in between.
Yeah. So, I said to him, I was like, "What are you doing? Like, or what are you looking for? Your mind? Did you lose it?" And he was like, "No." And then he said, "So can you mind your business, actually?" And I said, the whole class, like you could tell, like the air in the room just, because I was just like, what? So I grabbed his things. I said, "You can get out. You can go." Because I'm just like,
all that attitude coming from you,
get it out of here.
Cause you don't get it, and I get that, but I'm cool. I don't have it, so that's what be keeping me from. Cause it's like if you cool and you want to come kick it, kick it.
Yeah.
Let's kick it, bro.
Yeah.
I want to know what you think.
Yeah.
I want to know where your mind is at.
Yeah.
I want to know, the things that you're struggling with. I would
Right.
love to give you feedback, and
Yeah.
I also want to just know your perspective, because the youth have a perspective that we don't have.
Yeah.
And it's important. Like,
Yeah.
their voices are important, but that whole attitude thing, oh my, nah. I don't.
And my favorite part is like, there's this, I don't know if it's because this part of the brain hasn't developed yet all the way, or if it's just like, human nature.
Yeah.
That
pride.
when you've been caught doing something, or you did something that you shouldn't have did, and then somebody else questions you, "I don't know, she just kicked me out for no reason." Nigga, you know that's
exactly
not
what
happened.
Yeah, you know exactly what happened.
But it happens every single time. I won't forget the last school I was at, actually.
The giggle is killing me.
Because it's like, in the moment, it's not funny.
No.
Like, I'm annoyed as hell.
Yeah.
But like, after the fact, hindsight, I can laugh at it, right? So the class, also another big class. This is 8th grade. I was directing the class, and this young man is in the back of the classroom. I had asked them to work in groups. We were going to do like a class discussion, such and such. And for whatever reason, the boys that he decided to pair up with, these are the chuckleheads. Like, these are the clowns of the classroom, you know what I mean? A couple of them was walking about the class. I'm like, I done told you to sit down like 5 times. Like, why are you out of your seat? Oh, I don't know. That's what I did to them. Yeah. And they laughed like, and then went back to their seat like, annoyed. Because it's like, I don't want to be a broken record repeating the same thing over and over. I don't mind if they talk to each other, because like, why would I tell you can't chat? Like, y'all gonna chat. Anyway. But then they get off topic because they want to talk about this, that, and the third, relationship. Oh, this girl baddie, or oh, my TikTok, blah, blah. And I'm like, that has nothing to do with your assignment. I don't mind if you have some off-topic conversations, but still keep it school appropriate. Keep it in a specific range, because this is where you at. And you about to be putting your business out. And I'm going to be surprised. I'm just like, what you got going on? What you got going on? Like, hold on. But anyway, back to the main story. So, he's with the chuckleheads. They were doing something, rousing. He throws a pencil at the back of the classroom. I was just like, what the? I was like, why you do that? Lunch detention. And he was so adamant about, please, can I not have the lunch detention? Like, can I just get another chance? I said, no. Because what gave you the idea
why you throw the pencil?
that you needed to throw? But I was just practicing. Practicing what? We're not in a gym. You don't need to practice no shots. Y'all supposed to be talking to each other about the assignment. Yeah. This has nothing to do with that. Yeah. He was like, please. And I said, if you ask me one more time, because he asked me like 3-4 times, you're going to get another detention. Yeah. Shut him right up. I'm just like, accept these consequences. Because you did it. You did it. You know you didn't need to do it. Bro. And now you got the responsibility of the consequences. And speaking of consequences, I'm going to ask us this question. What is it? When was the first time you felt tension between what you wanted to do and what you knew you had to do? Oh. And how did you navigate that? Because we've been talking about responsibility, the things that we've come into, the things that have translated even into our adulthood. Mm-hmm. So when was that first moment where you felt that tension between, this is something I really want, but this is what I'm responsible for, and those two things are in conflict? Oh, okay. So I'm gonna go. I got a throwback one from college that I'm gonna go with. Okay. I had one that was so. Catch myself. Okay, so I was not planning. I've shared this with you and a number of people, but I was not planning to go to college. So me going to college was like very much like, oh shoot, this is really happening. And throughout my tenure, I had to learn along the way. Right. One of the things I had to learn, I went to a PWI, a private school. I had no idea what that meant. I was just signing papers because I was happy to go, and I just did whatever. I was just happy to be there. And so, upon going, I had owed $1,300. So I thought that I couldn't go. They called me. They said I could come. I said, Mama, they said I can go. Packed took my stuff in trash bags. Headed to my auntie house. My uncle brought over some suitcases to put my stuff in. We was on our way. Now, of course, I was gonna have to earn that money. I didn't really know how, but I figured that out. So throughout, I think once I got to my sophomore year, then I learned that if you got a hold on your account, when you owe money, you got a hold on your account. You can't register for classes. Right. So I was like, oh, dun, 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 right? So I really got to figure this out. So that's when I first made my first $1,000. I worked at Amazon third shift. I made my very first $1,000. That's the most money I had ever made in my life at that time. Right. And I had to give all my money to Wittenberg in order to get the hold off my account. Right. I got all the way to junior year, it was going into the second semester. So this is at the end of the year in our December time, or December. Right. I got a hold of my account again. I had a hold of my account every year except senior year. And I didn't have a way out. I did work during that summer before and all of this, but I didn't have the money. I had been looking for jobs. I didn't get none of the jobs that I applied for.
I owed money to the sorority house that I was living in. Like, I owed hella money to everybody. And I didn't have an answer. I didn't have a solution. And I was like, I'm about to have to leave. I got all the way to junior year, and I'm about to have to leave. Damn. I didn't want to, but in that moment, it was like, okay, we got to be for real about what's going on. Right. You got all the way to junior year. You didn't plan to go to college. You got here. You're a junior. You got one more year to go. You can't give it up because you got this far. What are the other options? So I had to start looking into community colleges. I didn't want to go to a community college from the very beginning because I felt like if I'm going to go to college, I'm going to do it like in the movies. I want all the things. And
fair enough.
And my high school counselor, you know, my best grades was a senior year because I had been out of school, long story, but I had been out of school for a semester. So coming back at the top of senior year in high school, I was happy to be in school. Like, I was so happy. And it really reflected in my grades. I had all A's and a B. Best grades I had ever got. And so, you know, then the whole college thing came up because I was sitting at a different table, blase school. And like, so now I'm going to college. All of it just kind of happened, right? Yeah. And so, like, it wasn't a plan, but now that I'm here and I got this far, I gotta finish the thing. Yeah. So I'm like, unfortunately, I'm looking into the community colleges. I'm like, all right, I might have to leave. So let me figure out how is it going to look for my credits to transfer and for me to end up in a decent space where I can still finish this. It was a hard thing that I had to do for myself, but the responsible thing to do was to look into other options. How are you going to use what has happened thus far to finish this? Right. Glory be to God. Didn't have to leave. Yay. And a miracle came, Lord Jesus. He came. He might not come when you want him, but he come on time. It's real. Amen. It's real. And so I did not have to leave. Tuition was covered for the rest of senior year. Got my first refund. And my Sigma Kappa stuff was covered by an anonymous donor. Ooh. I still don't know to this day who did it. Nice. I have an idea. Some man I talked on the phone, never met him in person. But yeah, worked out. Wonderful. But that conversation was one that I had to be for real. Yeah. Because I did not see a way out. I didn't have an answer. Yeah. It was like, well, I think I'm about to have to pack it up. I think it's over with. And it was like, all right, even if this is done, what you gonna do? Yeah. Because either you gonna take life or life gonna take you. So which one is it gonna be? You know what I'm saying? So that was one of my first, like, fair. Yeah. What about you?
I've been trying to think about it while I was also listening to you. And the examples that came to mind also had to do with college, but I wanted to differentiate from your story and not talk about college. Okay. So I was trying to identify. All right. So my example that's not college related, because I wanted to differentiate, is work related, past job. Generically, I'll just say, like, the tension was you have to be engaged with a partner, and you don't see the point of being engaged with that partner. You do. I understood the reason why they were at the table, because they were the one getting the dollars, and they were funding the organization that I worked for, but it was just like the thing that we were being called to do with the money that we were getting from a federal program was not the direction that they really felt they either had the influence to spearhead or they really didn't want to support. Because at the end of the day, it is a government organization. Governments are risk-averse institutions. They protect the status quo. And so, yeah, I didn't want to be there. Like, I don't want to be in a space trying to transform systems or trying to bring about change, and the people at the table that are responsible for making the decisions or for supporting the work that we're doing ain't really about it. Like, So that's not the first example that, like, the very first time I felt that kind of tension, but it was the first example that came to mind, and recency bias. And so whenever I am situated in my next big opportunity, learning how to navigate, like, I'm not vibing with this because there is a direct contradiction between what I know is right or what I know is true or what I want to do, how I want to approach this. And of course, like, I'm not saying I'd be the type of leader where it's like, we're going to do it my way because I'm the smartest in the room, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that at all. I just mean if we are all on one accord, or at least we are saying that we're all on one accord, and then your actions are not aligning with the values you say that you hold, I got a problem with that.
Absolutely.
So with my next big opportunity, learning how to navigate that tension with more couth, but standing on business, that's the gap. I gotta learn how to do that, because I think what can be very easy, what's far more palatable, is just to go with the flow.
Yeah.
Just listen to your boss.
Yeah.
And then you end up feeling like shit, and that's one of the reasons why I left that job. So, humbug. We're gonna transition now to a new segment.
Yeah.
We like to call the writer's block. It's a double entendre because writer's block is an experience you may have if you're a writer and you get blocked. You can't really get the content on the paper the way that you want to or the way that you see it. However, we're inviting you into our block so that you can hear what we write about. And my girl Glow is going to start us off with a piece from her journal.
Yeah.
So, lay it down.
All right, so this is a journal entry. I am reading like the end of something.
Okay. So
This
there might
is-
be some questions.
Yeah.
But you can elaborate if you will.
December 9th, 2021.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 5 years ago.
Yeah. All right, it reads. It reads, I don't know what I want to do. I feel like there are so many things I could do, but I don't want to just do anything. I want to do something that feeds my soul, my brain, my spirit, my knowledge, my wisdom, something that will prove to be very lucrative, something with grand potential. It will be something that feels effortless, that also provides challenges, and concludes in continuous growth. So then she writes some questions. Who will I be? Where will my imagination take me now? Who will I imagine to be? Who will I become? Somebody? Anybody? I hope to be one of the greats. I hope to be one who is always remembered for good change. Being a child of God and a believer. Thought of in high regard. I question what people see and what they hear from me. Things seem good, but then again, I'm not sure.
I'm not sure, but I'm not too sure.
Yeah.
How does that land with you now? This was 5 years ago.
5 years ago. So for y'all that was my first time reading it out loud. I found this right before we started. So this is the real reflection in real time. I don't know. I think obviously I'm not surprised. I still don't know what I want to do. I think that, if I'm honest, and I think that has been a real kick in the caboose from adults who are like, nobody actually knows what they're doing. Everybody's saying that.
Yeah. But that also doesn't feel like the reassurance that I think people think it should feel.
It doesn't feel
like
good.
It's okay for you not to know.
Why don't we know?
Why don't we know? But I want to know.
Yeah.
So no,
It's
not
unacceptable.
okay.
Right.
Unacceptable.
So I still don't know what I want to do, but I can say that I'm a little closer to it. I know that I really enjoy creating. I enjoy, having good dialogue that helps me understand people. I enjoy storytelling. I think like being behind the camera, in front of the camera is very fun to me. I enjoy like the challenge of like learning in that. So I do know that whatever I do, it'll be something to do with that, like uplifting people's stories, sharing my stories as a way to connect to people, and like anything that like creates space for wisdom sharing. That's where I feel like I've been on my way to, and that's something that feels very natural to me, something that I really enjoy. My girl definitely still want to make that money. Yeah, I want it to be lucrative.
I mean, in this world, you need to.
Yeah, I want it to be lucrative.
So we come up with a different type of currency.
Yeah.
And I don't mean like something that's paid or crypto or whatever.
Just a different system.
But a different system. Yeah.
Yeah, I very much still agree. I will say, where will my imagination take me? I think that I'm allowing my imagination to take me places. I think that like we're in that. Yeah, we in that. We standing in that. We doing the things. We starting stuff. Some stuff haven't been finished, and that's okay. Like, but we're just doing it. Like, if it's an idea and sometimes I have listen, I got so many ideas that it's like, do y'all need some ideas? Because I got some.
Yeah, like we had that conversation. Like, what is the job that I could just pitch you ideas?
Give
you can pay me for the ideas that I pitch.
Yeah.
Whatever you do with it, I want a royalty too.
I just want a royalty. But I got some ideas for you.
But
like,
take it.
Take
this IP.
Yeah.
Do whatever you want.
I mean, run with it, bro. So, like, I do feel as though I'm in that. I'm standing in that. I'm living in that of like letting my imagination lead me. I'm still becoming. Yeah. I definitely feel as though I am somebody. I'm becoming somebody. But I am somebody to me. You got all the right songs today.
It's a very musical episode.
And people do know me as a believer. Yeah. I've been told that.
A woman of God.
I've been told that in the last few weeks a few times. Like, somebody told me I was one of their praying friends. That meant a lot to me.
Oh.
Yeah. I said, wow. I said, what? Wow. How far I've come. Okay?
Valid.
So that, I think I'm in that. And that comes with a weight. That comes with weight, though. That comes with responsibility and weight.
This is true.
So, to be in high regard, I guess I have my own idea of what that is, but I can't actually control how that will look. It makes me think of Maya Angelou telling Oprah that, like, because Oprah was telling her that what she wanted her legacy to be. And Maya Angelou was basically like, you don't have control over what your legacy will be.
Well, legacy and high regard are
different, yes.
Because you can hold yourself in high regard.
This is true, but not in this.
But you mean legacy? Like, what are you going to be known for? What mark do you leave behind? Is that where you're?
Well, I wrote one thought of in high regard.
One thought of in high regard. Okay.
So I'm technically talking about what people think of me.
Yeah.
Right. So I do tie that to legacy.
First time that I saw it.
I do tie that to legacy. And recognizing that, like, I don't control that. So,
well, you don't control other people's opinion of you.
Yes, exactly. And then, let's see, the question.
And don't hold that in too high of a regard, either. Them opinions, man.
That part.
Shit,
that part. Last thing, what people see. I don't know what people see, but I'm starting to release the need to know. I think I've always wanted to know, but it has been because there was a sense of like needing to feel validated, I think, in confidence. And I no longer, I'm still coming out of it probably, but I do feel very steady in like just what I am and who I am and the evolution of me, which we talked about in a different episode. And so like, yeah, I appreciate what people see, and the way that I am sitting in it currently is that when you have the right people around you, they can reflect the wonderful parts of you, but also the parts that need work.
Yeah.
But like, you have those people around you that can reflect the things that they see, and it lets you know, it tells you like, okay, yeah, I'm doing something right, I'm doing something good, right?
That's good.
But the way that I see me is going to I think always, in a sense, be in a place of like needing adjustment, needing correction.
Yeah.
I'm going to see the imperfections way more than everybody else, because I see myself every day, right?
Yeah.
I know my biggest things, my deepest depths. Like, I know that. And I think what it does for me is it keeps me humble. But then when I'm surrounded by good people, and the people that are like my solid foundations of my village, they can remind me that, like, yes, I have imperfections, but there are good things about me.
You are. You're not supposed to laugh.
She getting tired. Go ahead and read your part.
That's not true. I'm not tired. I'm energized.
Okay. Given I need a nap.
I mean, you know what? You're not wrong. I did only get like. Well, I went to bed at 5, so I woke up at 8 because of the alarm, and I got up at 10. So like 4 to 6 hours, more or less. So you're not wrong. I forgot about that. I forgot because I wasn't feeling good before.
Right.
And now that I am feeling a little bit better, got some energy back. But it's just like, you're slap happy.
Bruh, what you read your piece, G.
Okay. All right. So this is called Between the World and Me.
Ooh, shout out to Ta-Nehisi Coates. I know. I know I said it wrong.
Ta-Nehisi.
Oh.
It's an H.
Shout out to him.
I knew what you meant.
Yeah, that's all that matters.
Okay. Ooh, I don't know why I'm so itchy. I did vacuum up a spider the other night. Last night, yeah. So I wonder if he came to visit a few nights before. Anyway, or it could be my body wash. Sorry, now I'm focused.
It's okay.
Let's rein it in. Okay, so between the world and me. I want to live in a world in which our government doesn't kill us. A world where children are cared for, protected, and nurtured. A world where competition, ambition, and wealth don't sound like dirty words. A world where I don't feel guilty to be joyful because it's inevitable that someone else is hurting. A world free of long suffering, war, and oppression. And I want it now. Today. Not sometime in the future. Not a promise that paradise will find us when we're dead. I want a free world. A just world. A calm world. Now. It's unfortunate and fortunate at the same time that reality of the world I want starts with me.
That's good.
So, yeah.
Tell us about it.
I want all the things.
Yeah.
But they're not all going to come at the same time. I might not even be alive for some of the things that may come, for the seeds that I may have planted. That's something I learned about myself early on in my grad school years. I worked at the juvenile court, and just wanting to see the completion of a project or the completion of a thing. You don't always get to see the completion. You get to plant the seed. Sometimes you get to contribute to the process. Sometimes you come in at the very end and you can't control how things got started, and why wasn't this a thing, or who didn't think of this, and daza. So I say all that to say, at the end of the day, what I can control, what's in my purview, is how I show up, how I think about things, what I'm reflecting on, what sits with me, what pains me, and to make sure that I am taking the time to sit with those things, because it can be very easy to go numb, or very easy to kind of just push things aside because I got bills to pay, I got people to take care of, or whatever the reason is, because I don't want to call them excuses. Sometimes they can't be excuses because they're distracting you from the thing that you do need to prioritize from time to time. But most of the time, I think they're valid reasons of, hey, I didn't ask to be here, but I got all this responsibility and I'm trying to handle it as best I can.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Help me out. So if we could all lean on each other a little bit more, and figure out what that needs to look like, because I think there's, or at least I'm starting to see, I'm seeing media or conversations, or I'm engaging with content that's speaking to like, community is not this perfect thing. Like, it is going to be filled with imperfection because people are imperfect, and there's always going to need to be boundary setting and establishing rules and you know, invoking reflection and etc., etc., etc.
Yeah.
So it takes time, and trust is another one of those things that takes time to build. Absolutely. But you got to start with, do you trust yourself?
Yeah.
Do you trust yourself?
Yeah.
And that is a question I think I'm reflecting on, is like, what is my self-trust? Do I trust myself to get after the things that I say that I want? Do I trust myself to actually be open to and to like settle into whatever that process? Because you never really know what you're going to be asked to sacrifice, or what something is going to cost necessarily once you're in the thick of it. Ooh. And it could be very easy to be like, oh, I'm going to just turn around because this is not comfortable. I'm uncomfortable. I don't like it. So that's everything that I feel, really. Like, that, if I could use one word to describe my adulthood in this current stage, it's just, it is transformation, and it is also like patience and grace. Like those, so not one word, those three words: transformation, patience, and grace. And I'm not very patient with myself, and I can't give myself grace, but it's just like, whenever I do, I feel guilty about that, because it's just like, in the time that you were giving yourself grace, you could have got some shit done, but you didn't. So yeah, and if you know, it would be great if the world was a better place, and you know, it was the vision of what I want, or what, you know, many of us want, many of us that are rooted in community and rooted in love and all those things. That's just not the way the world works.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's good. Would you say that's your takeaway?
From the poem or prose? Yeah.
Yeah. That's really good. That's really good. Because it made me think about when you said sometimes it's like you really don't know what the sacrifice will be, or like the weight of the decision until you're in the thick of it, and you want to turn around, but you already in the thick of it. You can't turn around. You got to actually just push through now. It makes me think about like hearing old heads say something to the effect of like, that's why sometimes God won't show you the full picture, because he knows that if he showed you, you would say no. You would be like, never mind, that's cool.
Well, I might not say no if you're also setting me up for the play. Like, don't just give me the full picture and be like, this what you asked for.
Yeah.
Well, hold on. I got follow-up questions, okay? Can I know this too? Or are these two things
we
connected?
Always gonna, but that's
and I don't see nothing wrong with that.
We always gonna want more.
Anyway, I'm going to do it anyway. Whether you give it to me or not, I'm gonna have the questions. I'm gonna sit with the things. So you might as well just set up the play, G. They don't get on that court when they playing the basketball not knowing what they gonna do on that court. They done rehearsed. And ran all of those plays.
They don't know
prior to that game. Now they don't know what the outcome.
Team did.
They don't know what the other team gonna be bringing necessarily, because you can watch highlights. But not necessarily. Right. But for the most part, y'all done set up the game plan. That's all I'm asking for, is the setup.
You in the play.
Give me the setup.
Technically, you in the practice. You doing the wax on and the wax off. Technically, but we just don't know we doing it until later.
Until later, and that's the part
that's like, dang, I didn't know.
I need that undeniable reassurance that, like, oh no, you got this.
That's that human part. That's that human part of you. And that's the hardest part. That's literally the hardest part of all of this. Doing the thing and then wondering, is this the right thing?
And even
or no?
If I could, wouldn't go back where we started.
Yeah.
I know you still.
Shout out to Olivia Dean. We love you, girl. You should come on our show.
But the hardest part is you realize it. I just wanted to get to that part.
Maybe I ain't the same. Deep. It was deep. That's a good song.
It is.
Yeah. All right, friend. We made our way, and now we are at the takeaway.
Yeah.
Bar.
Yeah, I don't think I need to say anymore.
Okay.
One, because I think what I said at the end there about the piece pretty much culminates it.
Solid.
And then also, I'm a little too unfocused, I think, to articulate anything more than
That's valid.
than what has happened. So.
Okay. We respect that. We respect that, and I think I do. I was asking, was that your takeaway? Because it sounded like your takeaway. It was good. It was good, and it was whole. So we will. That would be your takeaway. Mine is very much that like we're not in this alone. I think also like recognizing that. Yes, very much so, and recognizing that our village is a part of a lot of this. Even when it comes to our responsibilities and holding us accountable to those responsibilities. So as you said, like, just being for real about the fact that community is not perfect. It's not meant to be perfect.
Right.
But we can do it when we do it together. And whatever it is. And doing it together doesn't mean we have to sit next to each other all the time. You can be at home and we can still be in community. So being honest about that too. It's more about that we have a understanding that like in the thick of it, like I can hold you up and you can hold me up, and if we down, we got somebody that can hold us up, and you feel me, like it's a taking the turn type of thing, but we agreeing to we're doing life together, and like we're in this thing together, and we figuring it out together, and we're not going to be perfect, and we're going to make mistakes. We will be honest with each other about mistakes, but we will also extend grace. Because as adults, now we are put in a position to somehow help these kids to not be awful. And we have to be examples of that.
Yeah.
We have to be, that's what it come down to. We got to be examples. We talked about not seeing the thing. What did we not see? And how do we make sure that we're showing up in the things that we know we should have seen that would have helped? But also recognizing we're still going to mess up.
Yep.
We're going to mess up because there's no book. There's no real manual. And life is really about us living it and taking one choice at a time, sitting with the consequence, being ready to run. But then we got somebody that hold us and say, hey, don't you turn around, keep going. It's hard, but you got it. Just keep going. I'll be at the end with some water and some snacks.
Like running a marathon.
So that's the takeaway for me. Yeah, I think that was the quiet part out loud.
So if you enjoyed this episode, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Please leave a 5-star review. And if you're listening and you'd like to watch this episode, head on over to youtube.com/@thecupole-216. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next episode.